Oh, come on, Jill.
Let's just be clear here. I employ you, you work for me, so you're staying, okay?
Deborra-Lee, I'd like to actually start with you. This is one of your first big roles in film in quite a long while. What was it about Force of Nature that really sparked your interest to want to be a part of it?
Well, as I've said, a strong female ensemble cast. I'm a fan of the director, Robert Connolly. Eric Banner is an old friend, and they were shooting in my hometown. There were so many things that were dragging me into it. And I loved, creating the character of Jill. I like to play women that are vulnerable and strong, and I get to show all the different flavors. So for me as an actor, it's a great challenge.
I love that. And so then, Robert, coming to you, I was talking with Eric earlier, and he was mentioning how no one necessarily expected a sequel to The Dry, but when did you first start having the ruminating ideas about making Force of Nature?
Yeah, after The Dry, I went off and I did a film called Blueback, a family film, and I filmed during COVID in a beautiful remote part of Australia. I came back to Melbourne at the end of that, and I was in the edit and just tossing around what to do next. And Eric and I had kind of knew the book and we'd read the book, but we hadn't even for a moment considered a sequel. And we both read Force of Nature and we were chatting about it. I think we both went, it appealed immediately. We both went, these 5 women in the bush. Have you ever seen that before? No, who would play them? This wouldn't it be amazing? And that's what appealed to us, was the unique nature of the plotting. 5 women going on a corporate retreat, only 4 come out of the bush, 1 is missing. I mean, it felt unique and interesting and challenging enough for us. And from there, we started developing the screenplay.
I love that. And so, Deborra-Lee, I'll come back to you. I love your character's dynamic with Anna, Alice in particular. And I'm curious what it was like building that rapport and that dynamic with her in rehearsals and throughout filming.
It's always fun. I mean, it's always fun. As an actor, you always want something to push against. You've got to have that conflict to create the drama. So, and she made it very easy to push against because she committed to her character, and her character, quite frankly, from my character's point of view, was very annoying. And I had obvious issues because of what I thought to be her reality. So that's the juice. That's the juice. That's what I love to play with. I love that conflict and making that work and navigating it. And it's like a great tennis match. I'll throw the ball at you. What are you going to give me? And it's great. I like to have a good scrap.
Well, and it just added to that energy and that conflict so well of who actually did it. I really enjoyed watching it. Robert, I'll come back to you. I love too that this movie flips the location of the original Dry to where we're now getting to see the Australian bush, which is something that's not explored in film. And I'm curious what it was like for you, location scouting and really doing the best you could from the director's chair to highlight this side of the country.
Yeah, the minute you go out into that bush, you want to film in it. It's then the practical thing of how do you get a film crew into these locations? I mean, that beautiful waterfall, which I loved, an incredible location, but no one's ever filmed a feature film there before because you have to walk in. You got to carry all the gear in. It's really tricky to film in. We were walking in under darkness, like with lights, and we'd get down there just so we had enough time when the light came up to film. But I think cinema does that really well, takes audiences into landscapes that are unfamiliar and different. It's why I love watching movies, because they transport me and they travel me to places that I hope maybe to go one day. So for US audiences, part of the magic of Force of Nature is it takes the audience into the Australian bush in a way maybe they've never seen before. So, I think those locations, they're all in Victoria, outside the city of Melbourne, 2-3 hours drive out of the city, a subtropical rainforest infected with leeches and snakes and you name it, it was there. So, but, fun, an incredibly challenging but entertaining shoot.
And Deborra-Lee, what was it like for you from the acting side of things, having to really immerse yourself in the physicality of being in the bush and dealing with the natural elements?
Hellish. It was not, I had been warned it was going to be challenging, but hey, I like to make movies, and whatever it takes to get on the screen what is going to create the magic and the beauty and the light. Australia has a very particular light to it, you'll see in Australian cinema. And the light, we're shooting on top of this mountain. I mean, I will never venture back into this area again. I'd never find it again. That's how deep and buried we were in there. And it was challenging, and it was raining, and there were leeches, and you're climbing up things, and trees are hitting in the face, and I was always falling down the hill. And so it wasn't easy, but things that are great aren't always easy. So it was challenging, but I had a great time, and we were all in it together. I mean, so that made it fun.
Well, I'm glad you both had such a rewarding experience on this. Robert, I hope that this continues into a third movie, because I would love to see Exiles adapted for the screen. And thank you both so much. I see I'm out of time, so I will get on out of here. I look forward to spreading the word about it, though. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Terrific to talk to you. Thanks so much.
I'm a Cancer. Apparently, we're highly intuitive and psychic, so look out, girls.
Wow.